Okay, so boom, y'all already know what time it is. We are now locked in with you got Joe T. And we just gonna do kind of a open interview, I'm guessing. Whatever question they wanna ride, we're gonna ride from there.
Well, I'm personally curious about, your relationship shit, growing up.
With
Just with women in general, at the age of 15, you had that about 50 women at 15. So it's like, how you were able to manage that shit while thugging? Because you know how I get with females, like, we can't be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
So how you was able to manage that and not get caught up while thugging?
Good question. I think it all coincide together. I think the thugging is what brought it. I think even now, older women are attracted to the bad boy. So it really only heightened that for the possibility for that to even happen. Because, growing up at that age, you looking at younger, like you look at the music now, most of the younger generation, they enticed by the gangster, the gunslinger, selling dope. That's what they intrigued by. The tattoos, the body language, the dressing, all of that. So it's the same thing in the generation before. So the sleeping with women, that it comes along with that type of lifestyle. And really, I feel like with me personally, the sleeping with the women only happened from me being molested. Be honest, I think my self-control issue came from that more so than the lifestyle.
Nah, I mean, not to say it that way. I mean, I was molested too when I was younger, but I still didn't go to the extent you was at. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm having my way when I'm in my mode. I'm having my way.
Yeah.
But you was 16 with 16s and 35s.
For sure.
And at the same time, like I said, it ain't no getting caught up. Like,
Yeah.
Nigga, we get caught up. So how you was not getting caught up while trying to manage that and still, with the
Not getting caught up by the women?
Yeah.
Not getting caught up by them? That's a good one. I think
because your city was small. It ain't like it was big.
Everybody probably knew though. So it wasn't at that age, 15 to 16. It's a different approach from a younger girl versus an older woman. You know what I'm saying? With a younger girl, it's a heartbreak. Are you messing with her too? Tell their parents. See you at school, roll their eyes. It ain't no aggression.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then everybody knew that I was with my child mama too. So it was more so of a sneaking too. Like I'm sleeping with him too. Like he love her, but I got, you know what I'm saying?
So they all knew. So you were honest with all of them about your situation. So they all knew you had your girl, and it was okay.
They most definitely knew I had a girl, but as far as all of them know, because all of them went from the same town. I had Nashville,
Clarksville.
Clarksville.
You taking little trips and shit.
You a trip. I think honestly, it was just a part of the life at the time. Everything was moving fast. I don't think the women were really focused on me being theirs though. I think it was just I slept with him like this dude. And I done, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it was you messing with her too? It wasn't never that. Whether being honest or not, even in the light now, even though I don't move like that, even in the light now, it'll be a lot of women who would do what they do just to say they done it. More so, I want to be your girl, just to, you know what I'm saying, just to say they done it. In high schools, there's a lot of girls. It was just, I want to say I did it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and a lot of them wasn't repeats. A lot of them was just we messed around. That was it. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. But your brother, right?
Yeah.
Your brother was a man.
For sure.
Now he ain't a man.
Yeah.
But he's still your brother.
Yeah.
So how did y'all grow up in the same household? And one of y'all, cause I ain't grow with none of my brothers, and we all different, so I understand that. Y'all niggas grew up together, and he a little shaky. And you was 100% on go.
Mm-hmm.
How did that work? Like how that didn't?
Night and day. Same thing with my dad and my uncle. They were just night and day. And my brother, better choice of words other than shaky. My brother was the brains. My brother was just super intelligent and smart. He was just one of them people who my daddy being plugged in and saying, I got an opportunity. he took advantage of the opportunity.
So that's how he became the plug for your dad.
Yeah. See.
You never said that.
Yeah. That's yeah. I'm sure I done said.
You never said your daddy left him the plug.
Nah, he never. Nah, he
You
never.
said your daddy paved the way for him. You just said, don't quote me from your stories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so boom.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was the man.
Yeah.
And you know, I got into the way I am. 'Cause
Yeah.
I took a little work from him. He handled me bad. And
Okay.
I turned up.
Backstory on
How
my
that shit go
backstory
like
on my brother going to the case that sent me to prison. The guy who lost his life, him and my brother was like this. They got caught, and I think it was I don't want to say it was another state, but right at the state line, and the guy dropped some dope in the car. My brother was already selling dope, 15, 16 years old. So at that point, it had came out that my brother was hustling. So my dad, once he found out, my daddy had a plug, and that's where it was like, if that's what you gonna do, my daddy felt like you gonna do it anyway, so I might well plug you in with somebody
That's gonna take care of you.
and that's how that happened.
Okay.
That's how my brother ended up with the plug. But as far as like being go mode and street, like my brother was just super smart. He knew he had charisma. My brother homecoming,
So he could have talked his way out of the problem, and on you on the hand, you wanted to beat your way out of it.
he ain't gonna end up in the problem. That's the thing. He ain't gonna have to talk his way out of it. Like my brother was cool with everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just that dude, you know, it wasn't gonna be no issue. Like it was always an understanding. And then he gave his shirt off his back to anybody else but me. That's where me and him
I heard
clashed.
y'all stories.
Yeah, because he would just
was
treat
a boy,
me.
yeah.
He would always try to treat me like the little
Little boy.
yeah. Well, my brother, we were just night and day, man. My brother was just, you know, more laid back than me for sure. Yeah.
Do you regret it?
What's that? Me being the go?
You being a demon? Do you regret it?
No, I don't got no regrets at all, bro. Like I don't
So you
have.
had to do it again? You'll follow the same path?
With knowing what I know.
With knowing what you know right now, knowing this
No.
knowing this is where you landed after everything, this is the route that took you to here. If you knew that, like you know everything you know and know, I had to go do that 10 years to get closer to God, to get closer.
It's a
to
yes
my
and a no.
goals.
It's a yes and a no, because this doesn't
not.
happen without that. This doesn't happen without the experience. This don't happen without, you know what I'm saying?
So you'll do it again.
For this to happen, yeah.
It's worth. That's what I'm saying. Was it worth it for you to be in the position you're in now?
Oh yes, and I say it's worth it because my whole goal coming out of prison was not only to change my own life, but to try to impact other people. Because it's a scripture when they talk about the name. Don't quote me on this. It's in Proverbs. Y'all can go find it. It talk about the name of the wicked. It perish. The names of the righteous last forever. One thing I learned about most of my homeboys in the streets that lived their street life, when they got killed or passed away, 2-3 weeks later, it was like they never existed. Only time we remember them is to come around the next year and somebody say something about their birthday.
Or they
But
dead day.
yeah, when it happened, everybody wear the shirt for you. They didn't leave nothing behind. Their kids don't know too much about them. If they do, it was nothing good. The streets it's like they never existed. And I didn't want that. And I always heard older people tell me, you're gonna end up in the penitentiary, you're gonna end up in the graveyard. And once I look back at it, I'm like, if that would have happened, the name Boo Baker that people had up on this pedestal, all that would have been for nothing. Like it would have, he was real, he was a beast, he was a monster. Then what? That ain't nothing. Like if somebody asked, I knew your daddy, girl, your daddy was a beast. That's all you got to give my child? Like that didn't make sense to me.
Right,
So
right.
I failed. Walking out of prison, it was like, man, if something ever happened to me, like it's gotta be a better conversation. Like my daughter gotta know. Like my mama gotta, if I was, they gotta be able to say, like, I want people from different parts of the world to say, you know what I'm saying? That way the name stay alive. You know what I'm saying? Right. We talk about Rosa Parks for a reason. We talk about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and the Marcus Garvey. Their name's still alive because of the lives that they impacted, the message that they left behind. It's still a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? To follow certain and do certain things that they left behind. That's the only reason why their name still survive. You give me a guy in the streets whose name survived, but it don't. It just don't.
So when did you realize you wanted to like tell your stories? Like
My last 2 years, about my last 2.5 years in prison, I don't know if you know, I had left the prison with my daddy while I was messing with the CO, and I went to another prison with my uncle. You know what I'm saying? My uncle fired dudes who, you know what I'm saying? He hit 75 years for kidnapping.
So you was locked up with your dad and your.
Yeah, and my brother.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, man, and when I got to that prison, man, I wasn't affiliated no more. I had got out of GD, and when I got there, I plugged out. I plugged out. I walked away. I walked away. Yeah.
How that work?
Let me. I'm gonna come back there. Yeah, I walked away, which don't happen.
Exactly.
But, don't happen. But it was a guy moment for sure. Now, when I got to that prison, this was the first time I was kind of scared in prison. Like, I've had scared moments where I realized it done popped off and it's done got serious, and you realize it can. Yeah, and you aware of the moment. But this time I was walking onto a compound where I couldn't go report and say I'm one of the guys, and knew. You know what I'm saying? We straight. Somebody was gonna put me up on, look, this is who, this is that. Even though I had been in prison like 7 years and I'm aware of who's who, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't have that cushion that I knew, you know what I'm saying? And most people, you can survive without it, but it's a plus to have it depending on what penitentiary you at. But I was walking on this compound and this dude walked by me. He was like, "You Joe T?" I wasn't here 10 minutes. So so at that point, I'm thinking somebody done called from another penitentiary and put something on my name. And at this point, I don't know.
Folks.
I ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it could be up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But but I was already kind of tired, bro. I had seen so many cross out with the guys, not just the guys, vice lords, Crips. Like, you done had a full prison experience in 2 years, really. But at 7, like, you done seen everything. You done seen it. You done heard it. You done been in the cell. You know what you around. And I was just tired. You know what I'm saying? Going back to, and that's. I went up for my third time parole. They hit me and told me to finish my sentence. I had 2 years left. I'm in the second worst prison in the state. That's how I ended up writing the first book. I was tired. Like, I needed something different, and I'm finna go home. And I've been in here selling dope. I'm still messing with the COs in here. I'm still hanging with the guys. Like, nothing had changed.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm like, man, I got 2 years left. Like, what does that look like walking back out of here and not knowing how to do nothing else but what I've been doing? You know what I'm saying? But going back to the folks, that was a blessing because they had made a call. They had put a call on me, and I didn't even know.
No, because I know you done served a violation or two, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm curious, like, how you just...
How I walked away. That's what I'm gonna tell you. So it was a situation where it was a Crip. He was 6'0". I was gonna say his name.
Big rolling.
Yeah, he was 6'0".
Big rolling.
He was 6'0", man, and he ended up. Man, I had lost my phone. The police had got my phone. So, but I was striking, which means you getting stuff from I had a girl on somebody else's visitation list, which was my cellie, and he was bringing stuff back for me.
Okay.
So at the point when I left the phone, he was like, "Man, Joe T, I know you be going to visit, you know what I'm saying, every week, this and that." But how we ended up making a deal, him letting me use the phone, I was gonna help him get something in. He was gonna have to go through me. But while I'm using his phone, I'm giving him access to the girl, cause she ain't my girl, but I mess with her though.
Yeah.
So I'm giving him access whenever you're trying to get something to her, just call her, this the number. You don't supposed to do that in penitentiary. Like, ain't nobody supposed to have the number to your people, or, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause they gonna try it.
Right.
They gonna send pictures of they pig, they gonna send flexing. Oh, my bad, I sent that to the wrong number. They trying to see if they can fish you in. They gonna try to fish you in. So at this point, but I'm thinking, me and him, I'm affiliated, he affiliated. He know what time it is. I'm thinking, you ain't been playing them type of games.
We gotta understand it.
Yeah, here, you need to call her. You know what come behind it, and he done it anyway. But but that's penitentiary games for you though. So I go in the cell to go holler at him one day, and I was like, bro, I need to use the phone. So I'm calling somebody, I'm texting somebody. I go back to race the text, and I see in his thread, he texting the. And it's a baby in there. Good morning, babe. You know what I'm saying? so when I see that, I was like, bro, can I get some prayers real quick? He was like, yeah. Make a long story short, they smashed him off of that. My homeboy at the time was on CISO. He come over and asked me
When
what
I
I
went to your co-defendant, right?
yeah, on the case. We all in the cell, just like what we just shot. The Crips and the G's all in the cell, and they asked me what I want to do. I was like, I'm finna smash him. And they asked him, he was like, what you want to do? You want to fight Joe T? And his response was just like this, man, no, not really. So, and you gotta think, this the big homie over the compound,
Over the goods.
who's saying he don't want to fight.
Damn. Okay.
So, so when that happened, you know, they ended up smashing him out. But my charge partner comes back over there after that and takes the phone. Because I had the phone, the G's made me get it back. Because I was telling him, I'm taking the phone on the strength, and he tried me like it. G's made me get it back. My charge partner comes back over after they smashed him out and beat him up again and took the phone. But before he went in there, he come in my cell. So it made it look like I told him to do it. So the G's, because I had already been in a couple of situations, so the G's made it look like Joe T always into something, and that could have caused another problem because he done sent his charge partner in there to take the
I
phone.
was always into some shit.
I will for sure. I will.
Like,
But see, it was, once that happened though, it was a blessing because my charge partner, when he beat him up, he had blood on. He had took the shirt off and left it in my cell. He came, the dude they smashed out came and went and got on the collect phone and called his people and told them, and so they called administration and did a lockdown. And when they did the lockdown, I didn't know the clothes was in there. So as we locking down, I'm thinking last minute, and I look down to see my charge partner's shirt. I grab his blood on it. I'm thinking they go double find. I'm going home. So I tried to throw it away, and the police seen me like, "What you doing?" I was like, "Man, I'm just trying to throw this trash away." And they came and searched my cell. So when they searched the cell, at the time, we had our numbers on our shirt. So they find the shirt with the blood, and it's got my charge partner number on it. So they take me to the hole, and then they go lock him up.
Okay.
When that happened, the G's, after they come off lockdown, they had said, because I was on probation already. The story where I took the phone, I got the 6 minute cover, no 6 minute
You
no
on
cover.
probation for that.
I got put on
Yeah.
probation. This happened after that. I'm on probation. When
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
So
I'm
now,
on
within
probation.
You got into some more shit.
It
About
wasn't,
another phone.
it wasn't a month. It wasn't 30 days. So when they get that, they like, nah, Joe, the word had already been made that it's automatic eradication. Joe T getting, I'm not knowing this. I'm in the hole waiting to get out, and they done made a call on me. Just so happened a war break out because a Crip come in off the streets who killed G. Soon as he get there, the call was made to push on them. A war pop off. They locked the entire compound down. They shipped all the G's, majority of all the G's, majority of all the Crips. I come out of the hole, we short on number of G's, and it's a whole bunch of new ones here. Mm-hmm. They short on numbers of Crips, a whole bunch of new ones here. The whole, what they call the administration was gone. The number 1 was gone, the number 2 was gone. Only person there was the number 3, and that was my homie. Still my homie to this day. I can show it to you on Facebook like it was my guy. So he hollered at me and was like, bro, you know, everybody gone, and they was like, they want to put your name on the ballot to be
Number 1.
over the compound. So when he say that, I'm thinking, saying all right, but then he was like, but I want to let you know they made a call on you before. He was like, but we ain't honoring that because that administration is no longer here. So when he told me that, I'm like, nah, I don't want, like my taste for GD was dead at that point. Like, smash me for what?
Yeah.
So he was your partner, you said.
Yeah.
And he was, so if them two, they would have stayed, he would have been on that. And
he would have told me. He would have rolled with me. It would have been 3. It would have been a few of them who would have been like, nah, that ain't straight. It probably would have got to a situation where it would have been like I would have had to get off count, no longer a part of the structure versus them trying to smash me. It would have been an issue because it really wasn't nothing to where they really could smash me. They really didn't like me because I didn't do drugs and I was always on something righteous. Other than that, if I did something if we being street, if I did something to somebody, I did it as a man. It wasn't because they was peon, they was neutral, they was this or that. It was and you knew. Like I didn't do it behind your back. Like when I took the phone when dude went and done that, like it was literally like, if he want to see me, we can go in the cell. And he just so happened to be a friend of the folks, and they forced the situation.
Right.
And then they just didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't tripping. But when that happened, going to you asking how I ended up getting out of it. When that happened, when they asked me about the new administration, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. So they end up with a new administration. They asked me to take a smaller role, and I ended up taking it for a shorter period of time. It's his brother, I'm gonna say his name, because that's my guy if you ever see it, Looney. Me and him were like this. He was one of the brothers that served a violation on me. He didn't really want to do it, but he had no choice. So,
Damn, what else? So when your partner served the 6-minute one?
that's how they do it. When they serve violations, they gonna send people that where
That you
they
hang
think
with.
they think you'll be biased to do something to me.
Oh, okay.
Because at the end of the day, they want to make sure if a call is
testing
made
their
on
loyalty.
Looney, would you go or would you go tell him? You know what I'm saying? So it's most definitely they gotta
Nah, that's some fucked up shit. That's your partners.
because you gotta make sure they want you to make sure the org is coming first. My homeboy, I'm gonna get back to the question. My homeboy that I got locked up with, he's 6'0", I'm GD. And the minute they knew that, we had to have they pulled up on me like, bro, you know, if anything ever pop off, 6'0", and your homeboy gets stuck on right there, you really can't go. Because if you go, GD gotta go. So you really gotta choose. Like they can do that with your flesh and blood. Let's say you come in there as a blood, he come in there as a crip, and y'all
Can we flip it?
have vice versa.
I'll come as a crip.
To come in. Either way, they gonna say that even though y'all will probably try to ride with each other, but it's
They
gonna
gonna make us choose.
because at the end of the day you gonna choose the business first. You gonna choose the business. I had a situation like that with my trial partner. Like they literally came and told me you can't, and I went anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just so happened the brother helped me out and was like, I didn't tell him, but he did.
Yeah, you're just looking out.
What I look like calling home to my homeboy mama and saying I seen this happen, and I just sit there and look at it. Like that's crazy.
That's what they was
but
on.
but Luna, you know what I'm saying? He came to holler. Me and him both was talking about getting off count, and somebody gave him the wrong information, and he ended up plugging out. And when he plugged out, he went and asked the Crip for a knife. And the Crip made it look like he came and asked for the knife to bear arms against GD. It's just in case if they tried him for plugging out.
Yeah, prison games, okay.
Yeah. They penitentiary games for sure.
Yeah.
So at that point, when the Crip go and say Luna just came and asked me for a knife so the G's took that as he went and bared arms against
He on that
the
with us.
business. They didn't even tell me, and I had the spot at the time. I was the chief of security. I was supposed to be told. I'm sitting out I come out in the pod and I see the movement. Like I said, I know. I see two Aryan Nations walking towards Luna, fight pop off. And immediately I'm thinking that was a call. And it was already bogus because GD's supposed to take care of their own business. How did you just go and, they went and paid
Two white boys.
Aaron a whole other game to go and take care of our business. So that was already an issue, but then they came and told me, they were like, they ain't want to tell you, Joe T, because you were going to be biased and this and that. Make a long story short, they ended up sticking on this brother too because he wouldn't go. He wouldn't go to PC. He stayed. He comes out of PC. They come and holler at me. And they like, man, Looney just came back on the compound. What we going to do? I said, hold on. Get everybody out on the yard. Both units. This unit and there's a whole nother unit. So it's like 40, 50 G's out here. Till everybody come outside. And I'm finna let it be known at this point that the number one at the time is playing reindeer games. Because I was at the table when he asked him, what's the difference between plugging out and getting off count? And he told him they the same thing. I was right there. So I'm finna let them know this call for one was bogus. The number 3 at the time, who my homeboy didn't know about the call, he the only one that can make the call because he the security. Because I called and asked him, who made this call? And he was like, man, bro, they did it and then called me, and bless you. They did it, called me, and then said, we need you to cover if they asked that. He didn't even make that call. He ain't supposed to. That's why it didn't come to me. Because he would have came, after him, it would have came to me. But, so we all go outside and we talking. I'm looking at number 1 dead in his face. And this man looked me dead in my eyes. I'm looking at him, he looking at me, we looking at each other. That man said, I didn't say that. And when he said that, not only was I offended, it broke my heart. Because I'm knowing, for one, we just sent 3 brothers to maximum security. They ain't had no TV. They ain't had no food. You sent them back there on a bogus mission. The person who most made this call did not make this call. And then I'm sitting right here, and you lying, not just to me, but to all the brothers on the compound, and you in control of all of us.
So he sent 3 brothers to PC to go get him.
Nah, he was still on the compound. That's what I'm
saying. He sent him back there to go get him.
No. We're still, like I said, after he beat the Aryan Nation up, he stayed. So then they picked 3 brothers to go and try to stab on him. Yeah. So you lying to me, the body, and this is the person he's in control. So as I'm watching everybody and I'm listening, I couldn't hold my frustration. I put my finger in his face, which was disrespect. Yeah. So I pop out and I'm like, bro, what you? I'm like, man, y'all want to keep following dude leadership, man. Y'all tripping or whatever. And they grabbed me. For one, he the one, and he got. He, even though I'm security, he got security with him at our point. Mm-hmm. So at that point, they could have made it as a threat. But anyway, he ended up writing me up for disrespect. And then they wrote me up for something else too. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, the guys, we ended up not even really doing the violation. But after that, something else happened with Loon. I can't remember. And they walked in the cell. They were like, bro, so before I said, hold that thought right there. Because you got to write your paperwork up. I had been having my paperwork in my pocket for probably about a week. They came in there and they were like, bro, I said, hold on. I pulled out the paperwork. I said, here you go. I said, before y'all even read it, I said, whatever happened, I said, I'm a man before anything. Like I said, it's over. They said, what this is? They popped it over and read it. It was plugging out. They looked at me and they were like, bro, you sure you want to do this? I said, bro, at this point, listen, I just want my life. Like, I don't believe in, it's certain principles and stuff that, you know what I'm saying, that's in there that can help you as a man. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you're not a man in that. You know, and that ain't just GD that I'm talking about. Any affiliation, I don't care what you in. Crip, Vice, Lord, Aryan Nation, whatever it is. And if that's what you is, ain't no diss with it, let's just be real. When somebody else is in control of you as a man, you're not a man. When you, like, I was taking business correspondence classes. They could literally come to my door. I can be like, bro, I'm studying. They can say, G be the reason. I have to stop what's going to better my future to go and take care of whatever it is. And it could be, bro, we need you to go stab somebody.
You got to do that.
And I'm telling you, I'm trying to learn how to be a businessman that can better the org. And you telling me not GD first. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, you can't walk to the shower. You got to have men with you when you walk to the shower. Like, it's just so many things I could say. I ain't never felt that way. You know what I'm saying? But at that point, it was like, man, this is whatever. And they read and they were like, bro, you sure? I was like, yeah. Like, whatever happened, gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, like I said, it was a new administration. Big Joe, shout out to Big Joe. If he, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Big Joe free yet or not, but at that time, you know, he was, and they sent it up. It wasn't 2 hours. They came back to the cell. They knocked on the door, opened the door. They were like, man, Joe T, you straight. I said, what that mean? They said,
like nobody gonna touch you?
Yeah, it was over. They said, you straight, you gone. And it shocked me. And I was like, because it was too easy. I said,
yeah, it was.
I went and got on somebody's phone and called the 3, my homeboy. Sure. Yeah. I said, you need to come to the library. I said, you need to come down to the library on the next call. So when they made the call, we meet at the library and shoot, I'm looking at him, he looking at me, we looking at each other. I said, bro, what's up? I'm good. He said, yeah, you good. It's over. I said, nah. And I was willing. I would have checked in. I ain't gonna sit here and hold you. Because ain't no beating the mob. Anybody in the penitentiary can say whatever they want to say. You could be tough all you want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's just like walking up to a person who got a gun who done threatened to kill you and you thinking you tough.
He won't kill you.
They gonna do it to you. I done saw it 100 times. So at this point, I'm like, bro, if I gotta go, tell me now. Like, I'm gonna go. He was like, nah. Bro said you good. Like, he for my reasons was, you know, to get into the word better my life, which really, that's the only way you can leave that. You can't just say, bro, I'm done. Okay. Yo, it has to be spiritual and betterment, and they gonna monitor that for a certain amount of time. Yeah. So when I did it, you know what I'm saying, I begged, like I was so happy I didn't go actually, because and everybody wanted to do it after that, which almost caused a problem. You know what I'm saying? It almost was like, Josie, man, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It might have to, because now everybody think they can do it. So yeah, but
Motivation and inspiration. For the
yeah,
rest of them.
but and now looking at it, the reason I walked away, I'm still doing it to this day. To answer your question, that's how it happened. But yeah, and and a lot of them still be in touch with me.
So you still affiliated? I mean, you
No,
still
no.
talk- you still
No,
talk
no.
to them. Not affiliated. My bad. Conversation.
It's a lot of them it's a lot of them that I done seen took the same steps and paths. I don't know if they out or not, but I know they done better their life. But a lot of them hit me up on some everything you said you was gonna do, you doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I get a lot of respect, not just from Tennessee. It's nationwide at this point.
So most
We
GD.
said we got like
Yeah, I was just saying right, but there's one more question, not to cut you off. Great conversation, by the way. I did want to ask, with the next generation that's coming up and that's seeing everything that you're doing, and a lot of your peers like PZ, and
Mm-hmm.
like seeing the impact that y'all are making, what is your hope for the people and the youngsters,
Mm-hmm.
particularly us,
Right.
that are coming after you? What message would you have for them, and we'll wrap it up?
That's a good one. That's a good one because I just want people to understand. First, I want people to understand the process, because a lot of time when at young age, people want to guide you and point you in the right direction, but they don't understand. Sometimes you're just planting the seed. Sometimes you gotta allow people to go through their process. I ain't saying I want nobody to go to jail or go to prison, but it's some people who may have to, because you can't control it. Because some people need the experience, because the calling on their life might call that for them to be able to reach other people. Be whatever you want to be, who you're supposed to be to other people. But to the younger generation, man, you don't have to. Yeah, you could choose to stop right now. A lot of people, younger generation, too worried about being lame, being corny, looked at. You know what I'm saying? People listen to certain music on the strength of, I don't want nobody to know I don't listen to it. People waste money on clothes because there's so much pressure, especially amongst the black generation, to go to school. If you don't have Jordans or the Nikes or it's so much pressure. But it's hard to teach this generation that you can be you and you can still be okay, because what you're gonna do is later on in life, what you're gonna see is everybody who having to fake the image or fake who they are, they end up in, listen, jail, early graveyard. Choose what it is that you want to do and who you want to be, and don't let nobody deter you from that. Peer pressure is gonna be here all your life. I have it now at 35. People tugging and pulling, and you can do this or you can do that. Still people tug on me here and there to come back to the streets. And at this point, what I didn't understand at the younger age is my choice is powerful. And I choose life. You know what I'm saying? Grateful for the experience. Like I said, I don't wish jail or prison or the street life on nobody. But I do hope and pray that if you are in the streets or you 1 foot in that life, I hope what you see and what I'm doing and the journey and where we're going, and I hope that makes you say, I can take a different route. And you don't have to, because I'm going to tell you something, and it's going to be it. Don't let the enemy trick you in thinking stacking so much money is what's going to change your life, because the deception is always going to be you're unsatisfied. Your goal will be 10,000, it'll turn to 10,000 to 50, and from 50 to 100, from 100 to a quarter. And what you'll realize is you never set the goal to get out, because you're just going to keep getting hungrier and hungrier and hungrier for the money. I realized this even in the journey I'm in right now. It's things I prayed for 4 years ago, and I told the Most High, if I get to this amount of money, this is what I'm going to do. He gave it to me and I didn't do it. Gave it to me again, didn't do it. This right here, I was scared to kind of do this because of how much it was going to cost, worrying about getting the people. And at this point I said, I'm going to honor and I done it. And it's still, yeah. So if you got it right now and you can invest or get around, you can reach out to me. If I don't know something, if I don't have the advice you're looking for, I probably can point you in the right direction. But I promise you, between social media and all of these other hustles right now, dope is selling dope, weed, whatever. It's really just it's just a thing of the past. It's just too many ways. There's people out here who making way more money than dope boys in one day, and they doing basic, simple stuff. And every dope boy out here, I promise you, you don't hustle, if you don't rob, because even in robbery, you have to be calculated. You have to be smart. You use that same mindset that you use in the streets in your business, it's gonna work. Because that's what I'm only applying what I knew in the streets the right way. Because I tell people all the time, really, what you doing in the streets is a perverted gift. You just gotta switch it and make it righteous. It's just perverted. It's in you. You just gotta find it the right way to utilize it. So that's what I would say. Yeah. Okay, so boom. Platinum.
I wish you had a big fit.
Yeah, I wish I would have had too. I wish I would have had too. I appreciate that too.
Last little
That was
30
money.
seconds, shit, I would
That
have.
little last 30 seconds. What's up? That was it. That was money. I appreciate that too, bro.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. That was
Yeah,
little.
Last 30 seconds was it.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
Ah, yeah.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, That's it.
I got
For sure.
with you.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I was about to ask you about Christianity.